That is not what was supposed to happen. What happened to my camera? I asked you a question and you didn't answer me. What happened to my goddamn camera? Oh, I actually, I know what happened to the camera. We're gonna fix it now. Let's go in game. Oh, nope. Okay, great. Here we go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to C Kappa. We've got another best of one on this fine, beautiful Monday morning here on the East Coast. It's TNC versus Execration, and there is one fact that makes this game sweeter than any other. This is elimination, baby. These teams are going all in for survival. I'm going to pull up the bracket here so we can take a look at exactly where they are in this shitfest of a bracket. This is lower bracket round 2. Execration was knocked down in the first round by Next Gen, one of the qualifier teams, and then they beat G1 in round 1 of the lower bracket. TNC, right below them in the bracket, they did win their first round against the qualifier team NND, but then they were beaten by the S1 Lycos, the team from Thailand, if I recall, in round 2 of the winner bracket. So now they're down here fighting Execration. Whoever would have thought in this C Kappa bracket with 16 teams, half of them coming directly from qualifiers, that we would see TNC Execration and a best of one elimination round 2, the lower bracket in this tournament. Yeah. Yep.
Dire team pick.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look here. Before we talk about this draft, I want to look at the odds. This is the favorite part of my day. I had a professor in college that told me his crack, the thing that got him going in the morning, was the Wall Street Journal. He said he woke up at 5 every day and would just be shaken until he got a handle of that magazine, and then he would just fiend it until breakfast, and that was how he started his day. For me, it's definitely Dota 2 Lounge before I'm about to cast a game, because it doesn't matter at all, and the numbers are funny. TNC, 65%. Execration, 35%. Okay. Confident fans out there that TNC should have the advantage over Execration. It's a best of one, though. You guys are crazy. I can't believe so many people bet on best of one games. My God. Talk about volatility. Here we go. Meepo and Earth Spirit banned out by TNC. Execration take out Sladar as well as the Beastmaster. It's a first pick Lich for TNC, but Ancient Apparition Void is the opener for Execration. Now, I feel like this is quite possibly the only time that you would want to first pick an Ancient Apparition. When you're going to combo with something like a Void, it makes a lot of sense. It makes his life so easy. Once they both hit level 6, you've basically got this global ganking duo who can set up on pretty much anyone. You see somebody farming in lane, you channel up that AA ult, Void just pops his ulti. It's a guaranteed hit. Void only has to do 90% damage. It's a great way to secure him some kills, get him some farm through that early mid game, and just do all the things that Void likes to do, kind of like an Invoker in that laning stage. All the Exort Invoker really wants to do is get experience and pick up kills. And speak of the devil, smart ban here from TNC. They're just going to have to get rid of some of the good heroes that wombo with this Faceless Void combo. Like a Gyrocopter ban could certainly be warranted maybe by that 5th ban era timing, something like that for TNC could be pretty good. Now, they pick up an Alchemist here, which is peculiar. TNC had the first pick, so they took the Lich. Execration said, great, we're going to fight Frost with more Frost. We want AA Void. And then TNC said, we're feeling the Alchemist today. Alchemist, this is going to be tough. Ancient Apparition, really good against armlet heroes in general, which we're seeing Alchemists pick up more often than not these days. AA just good against Alk in general. His ult gets miterated upon by the Ice Blast. Just completely counters it. Not as big a deal in the early game, but towards that late game, it is a big deal. So we'll see. TNC feeling brave. Maybe they have some kind of a crazy store and plan. But we'll see. Lifestealer now taken out by TNC. Okay, good man fighting carry that can go blow for blow with the Alk. Not a lot of synergy with the Faceless Void per se. So maybe not the smartest band from TNC with their 4th, but they're going to cover their bases. Lifestealer is one of those heroes that you need a specific draft to deal with, and sometimes you see those lineups where you're like, wow, Rage is going to be good this game. Okay. Vengeful Spirit, Gyrocopter, banned out by Execration, but they opt for the Wisp now. An AA Wisp combo. Okay. Guys, what is going on in this draft? This is weird. Is this going to be an off-lane Void? Will there be an obvious Wisp combo here? Like, are they going to go Wisp Tiny? No. See, what's strange about this is a lot of the Wisp partners are often melee heroes, and you don't really want melee heroes with Void if you can avoid it. I mean, some melee initiation is okay. It's not the worst thing in the world, but you really want to try to find synergy with that Chronosphere. That's why Invoker is so good, and they do opt for the Tiny. Okay, this draft from Execration taking a right-hand turn after the second banning couplet, and now they've got kind of they've got 2 special forces units now. You've got Wisp Tiny, you know, the tether relocate, big damage, great gank ability. And then you've got the Void Ancient Apparition, great mobility, survivability on the Void, and pretty good damage every 2 minutes once you have the Chronosphere and the Ice Blast ready to go, at least at that first level. So there is definitely some early game kill potential, some pretty good scaling potential as well. TNC picked the Darkseer into this, so they'll have a little more mobility. I mean, Clink's Darkseer, pretty difficult heroes to kill, sort of. If you can catch the Clinks, Tiny has more than enough damage to burst him down once he gets Blink, level 8, level 9 with relocates. But catching him can be the difficult part. Of course, you use Dust, Sentries, whatever you need to reveal that Skeleton Walk. But even if you reveal him, 7, where did the 7 come from? 44% bonus movement speed is pretty serious, no matter who you are. Even if you are slowed down by the dust, I know it slows them down, but still, we've seen Clinks, Uke, Tiny Avalanches. It's not the craziest thing in the world. Same with little Darkseer. If you catch him, sure, you can find some kills, but he'll be a mech carrier, could possibly one to be carrying a pipe this game. So that's going to make him a little more difficult to gank. Alchemist, never easy to gank at all. Maybe in the first 5 levels or so before Chemical Rage. If they get the Lich Alchemist versus Tiny Wisp matchup, yeah, you could maybe kill the Alch before level 6. Tiny's going to be harassing. Lich, not the best sustaining support. If you catch him a little too far forward, yeah, maybe pre-level 6 you can find some kills. These drafts are funky, though. Alchemist into Ancient Apparition, and then Tiny Wisp with a Void. I would say both of these drafts have some counterintuitive synergy. And wow, here we go. Bounty Hunter makes it all the way to the end of the draft. Can't believe we forgot about him. TNC will feel kind of forced to pick it up, but they don't have any goddamn stuns. Alchemist Concoction is the only crowd control they've had. You've got Lich slows. Okay, that's kind of nice. You got burst damage from the Lich. You've got a vacuum from the Darkseer. And movement speed from Bounty Hunter. It is a pretty movement-oriented team. There is something to be said for that. Alch will go movement speed items. Lich will generally go for... oh, I'm using the wrong overlay, too. We didn't use the draft overlay today. That's my bad. And then Bat Rider now for Execration. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I hate to call these too early because in the C region... it always ends up going whatever way the game wants. It really is, oh, they were out-drafted. Like, nope, there's some weird synergy that I'm not seeing. That happens almost every game. TNC are the favorites on paper, at least, coming into this one. But I think the Execration draft is just better. It's just going to be easier to execute with. They've got really obvious initiation now. You can hit them with an Ice Blast, you can hit them with a Lasso, you can use a Relocate with the Tiny, or you can Time Walk Chronosphere. That's 4 ways of initiation that are all pretty goddamn good, honestly. I don't think you would complain about starting a fight with any of those. And they've got scalability. Void is probably going to be your safe laner here, off-lane Bat with Tiny Wisp mid. So you got 2 cores that are no doubt going to scale towards the late game. We'll be curious to see what build the Void goes for. In the safe lane, you've got a couple options. You know, he could go for that, like, Blink Dagger, Vlad's, just initiation, support, utility, no-face Void kind of deal. Pretty standard stuff, but you can always go for that carry. I think Battle Fury Void, even though it's not in vogue, is not the worst thing in the world. It gives you a huge amount of damage, and you can still power farm with it. And I think for Execration, the name of the game is going to be a quiet early 10 minutes, and then a pretty aggressive mid-game immediately after that is what they're going to want to do here. The Alchemist is going to get farmed, no doubt about it. If they can keep him down in the lane, maybe rotate, maybe kill him once or twice, hey, that's great. But for them, the important thing is getting all of those ultimates. That's when this team really comes online. So they're going to be quiet in the lane, let the kills come to them until that happens. This could be one of those games where Batrider hits level 8 before he grabs the Flaming Lasso, maybe even level 9. You know, go those brown booties into drum, you know, maybe a bottle, a full wand, something like that. Let the Batrider get a little greedy with it. Just try to outrice him. Don't let the Bounty Hunter get a lot of early kills. I think that will be one way that TNC could win this game. A win condition here for sure is if this Bounty Hunter gets off to a good start, gets a timely level 6, Lich doesn't die at all in the lane and just soaks up all that experience. If Teehee can make it to level 6 without dying and Bounty Hunter picks up a couple of kills, I think TNC could possibly win this game. If they get a lot out of these lanes, they could simply snowball it and power farm ahead. But all things equal, if nobody makes any crazy, silly, ridiculous YOLO plays, I think Execration should have a basic ease of advantage. Or ease of execution advantage where they can just kind of play their game, come online in the mid-game, get super aggressive, and shut down old Alki right when he comes online. I think part of that timing is going to be around the Ice Blast versus Armlet. AA should get level 6 before 10 minutes, I think is pretty reasonable. And that's around the timing that Alchemist is going to be looking to pick up Armlet, depending on what build Teehee goes for here. But I think most commonly we've seen either Armlet into Blink or just Armlet into Radiance. And you grab that Armlet so you have a chance at survivability early on. You get some armor, you get some regen, get some toggling. Usually that makes you one tanky mother. But against an Ice Blast, yeah, Armlet toggling not quite as easy as you're thinking it might be. So we'll see. Enough theory crafting. Let's get into this laning phase. Smells like a Dota today, boys. AU going to start down bottom. Get a little vision control here. He does drop a sentry ward. Hasn't found the observer, but oh, daddy Willie. Sam H. Samuel Harris tonight going to be on the Dark Seer. He'll just be hanging out in the off lane, putting a little bit of pressure on. Void, definitely one of the better heroes at dealing with the harassment from the Dark Seer. It's pretty annoying. He can't just tank it, but he's got the Time Walk that can mitigate some of the damage at least. Better than a lot of other heroes. I'd say Lifestealer is pretty high up there. Juggernaut, Bloodseeker. Basically anybody with a magic damage mitigation or some kind of heal in lane can handle it pretty well. Up top, it will be a 1v1 matchup, at least for now. Batrider versus Clink seems to be going pretty well for the Batrider. Just the last hit up on the Clinks, but hey, even trading even off of that lane is going to be pretty good. You kind of expect the Clinks to find farm regardless of how the lanes get set up, especially when he's playing that position 1 role. But a Batrider trading even farm like that means he'll definitely feel safe going for this greedier build. I'd be really surprised if he rushes the Blink Dagger. That build has really fallen out of popularity. Unless you have somebody like a mid laner that's really online at level 6, level 7 that can benefit from those early rotations. But this is definitely not one of those games. Alk not going to fish his wish here. He gets himself the Illusion Rune instead of the Bounty. Commits to the bottom before he sees what rune it is. And, well, you got a coin flip's chance there, 50-50. And this go round, he ain't going to get it. Not going to fish his wish today. Chemo dings his level 2, gets that first point in Cold Feet. We've seen some Ancient Apparitions, in this tournament in particular, actually go for Cold Feet primary, like level 4 when the AA hits level 7. It's kind of an interesting build. Honestly, I don't think it's that bad. There are definitely games where you can combo with it, and they've got enough stun that, you know, with a Chronosphere that's a guaranteed stun, with a Lasso that's pretty much a guaranteed stun, even an Avalanche. You're pretty close, especially if you've got the Chilling Touch, or pardon me, the Ice Vortex down. That slow makes it harder to get away. All that good stuff. The stun is ridiculous. A 3.5 second stun, if you can actually make it happen, it's a big killer. It also does a lot of damage, too. Darkseer trying to make use of the pull camp here. Ion Shell makes it a little bit easier. Bounty Hunter just going to leech nearby. They've got another Sentry Ward down. Thought we were going to see the first blood here, but no, the first blood's up top. Batrider dives it on the Clinks. Looks like the Wisp just rotated up and dropped a dust. to make the kill possible. But wow, what a great opener for the Bat Rider. Level 5 now. Already picked up a kill and did it without lasso. And that big creep wave down bottom gets cleared up. Tiny going to be struggling in the mid without his Wisp here, but that's okay. The rotation proving way worth it. He's got 18 last hits against the 17 of the Alchemist, so still trading pretty evenly. Nothing too crazy. Bounty Hunter farming pretty well. Hasn't been involved in any kills, obviously. Still nothing out for TNC. But I think he'll be pretty happy with this start. He's going to stack up the hard camp. Very important when you have an Alchemist on your team that somebody's doing it. Here we go. Push in onto Alchemist. Avalanche connects. He's got a level 2 toss. Maybe going to toss him back to the creep wave. No, the Wisp actually gets tossed forward. Lich comes in with a Frost Blast, and that'll slow the Tiny down. No kill comes out. Nice attempt at aggression. Man, Bat Rider going all mobility here so we can just run up on the Clinks. Windlace Tranquil Boots, probably a sign that it will indeed be the drums, just to give him some extra sustainability. When you can pull ahead in the lane like this and then go for that early drum, like rush a drum, the Bat Rider is super tanky. You don't realize how beefy this hero is early on, especially if you get the Tranquil Boots, get yourself a little bit of extra armor. He's got 900 HP already. So you can play that aggressive style in the lane where you just spam out Sticky. As soon as the Clink shows his face, the Sticky starts stacking up, and once he gets 3 or 4 stacks up, the Bat Rider can honestly just firefly him down. And now that he has a dust, it's sort of like a Nyx Assassin at level 6. Just the Bat Rider having that dust is going to force the Clinks to play a little more defensive here. They're going to use the dust. It does connect onto Raven. This is a pretty ambitious dive, but with the movement speed advantage, they might be able to do it. Not much time left on the Dust of Appearance, but they will have some time on Skeleton Walk. He gets to the tier 2 tower, realizes this dive might not be the best idea. High HP, but still not that high armor. Clinks with high physical damage will harass him back. The classic 1-3-1 build on Clinks. He might be behind, but his right click still hurt a lot for this stage of the game. Void, well, not going for that prized Battle Fury build I was hoping for. Okay. Power Treads, first item. It's a Ring of Regen to help against the Dark Seer. Oh, Wisp, you crazy devil. Let's take a look here. What does Wisp see? He got it. He knows what's going on. They're going to intercept this stack camp. Oh, how beautiful for Execration. This is so crippling for an Alchemist. They get the kill. That's quite important in and of itself, but there is a nice beefy stack here. It's a 3 stack at the hard camp. This is a lot of money that the Alchemist desperately needs. They are going to get cleaned up. Abed probably going to end up dying to this Bounty Hunter. He does have a haste rune as well as an Ion Shell. Toss up, and an Avalanche might actually just buy him the time he needs to get out, and nope, not happening. He picked up a Fairy Fire, has a Magic Wand, but it won't matter. So they get a 1 for 2, but still most of these creeps die. To be perfectly honest, I would say that's almost worth it. Let's take a look at overall net worth. Tiny does take a dip, but neither of those kills go to the Alchemist. That's honestly all that matters right now. Yeah, Bounty Hunter is going to get some momentum now. That gets his level 5. That's unfortunate, but compared to the Alchemist just getting those stacks, the amount of money you've now taken away from a level 3 Grievel's Greed Alcon, there's about 10 units there in that triple stacked up camp. You still slow down his momentum, and I think absolutely the idea is there for Execration. The execution perhaps leaves something to be desired. If you can pick up those kills, maybe not be quite so greedy with it, leave a couple of those last hits behind, and then survive on your Tiny Wisp. Oh man, that's the play. But still some camps for the Alchemist to work with here. He's got a double stack at this hard camp. He's going to go right back to it into the jungle and just clear out these Centaur families here. Ogre Club, first item for the Alch. Wow, I'm 0 for 2 today. Look at this. Darkseer relocated on in the bottom lane. It's going to be the first Chronosphere. I can't believe I missed that. I'm like obsessed with this Alchemist farming. Like, yeah, first Chronosphere. Forget about that. This Alch is actually killing Centaurs right now, folks. This is really important. But honestly, it is almost more important than that Darkseer dying. Let's see a fight at this bottom rune. Tim's able to pick it up, but it might cost him his life. Ooh, Daddy, just barely able to tether away. Now he's going to reap the benefits of his prize as he clears through that bottle. Close one. Pretty quiet kill set overall, though, for Execration. We talked about this. Their landing phase expected to be pretty quiet. Bat Rider does get his flaming lasso at level 6. That's rather surprising. Bounty Hunter, Courier Snipe. Is he going to find it? Not enough damage. He gets a right click. A noble effort.
Dire's middle tower
Darkseer can intercept here. This could be potentially a kill on the Wisp. He tethers away, knowing his limits quite well. Still, Samuel H doing some good damage here. He does have that level 4 Ion Shell. This is when he starts doing decent damage. Abed in a little bit deep. Might be in some trouble here. Bounty Hunter sets up on him. Raven's even rotated in. It's a tanky Tiny, but not tanky enough. He's got a Windlace. He's still got the Fairy Fire. He's actually going to live. On 100 HP, they let him get out. Wow, I'm surprised. He's got a lot of great value items right now, though. The Power Treads, the Windlace, even just having that Fairy Fire in case things get really sticky with one more stray auto attack. I like it. Very aggressive positioning here, constantly pulling the focus of the Alchemist so he can't just focus on last hits. Every missed last hit is a victory. He is starting to pick up some decent momentum, though. Windlace, first item on the Alchemist. Why did I say Windlace? It's a Dragon Lace. My God, it's a Dragon Lance. Man, my brain is still in derp retard mode. My apologies. I'm not sure how good this is. Dragon Lance first item. Is there something I'm not getting here? I mean, it's a value strength pickup. It's an easy build up to a high strength item. Oh, we're going to miss a team fight. Okay. Oh, down bottom. Looks like Ganks in both lanes. Sam H in big trouble, though. Ice Blast going to connect, and that'll be the end of the Darkseer. Why would you buy a Dragon Lance on Alchemist? I don't think that's worth it at all. Maybe he's thinking, okay, I can't go armlet this game. We second picked Alch into a first pick Ancient Apparition. But that doesn't mean that I can just get Radiance. I still need to buy some kind of a stat armor item similar to that of the armlet. So, Dragon Lance. I'll buy it. I'm not sure how much the Agi really helps. I guess it does give him some extra armor. That is one of the weaknesses of Alchemist. All right, well, he's farming away here, working on the hard camp. He's got a double stack of Ancients. Looks like they might make it a triple. So that is good. He is working the map pretty well here. Let's just take a look at the F5. Blink Dagger up on Void. Oh, I hear it. Where's the relocate coming? There it is. He's got a Bat Rider. They've got a Sentry Ward down. Raven doesn't realize there's a Sentry. He's going to take huge damage. Ice Blast comes flying in. Connects on AU, and it'll be a fast twofer for Execration. Beautiful setup there. Now that the relocate's online, they're taking every opportunity to find these kills. Beautiful setup. Sentry Ward was already down. They didn't even have to burn another one for that. Just using what was already on the map. And, man, kills like that. Close that net worth gap so quick. Now they're going to go right in onto the Alchemist. Lasso to set it up. Flame Break knocks him back. It does proc a Cold Feet. It's level 4. Ancient Apparition going for the 4-1-1 build. My God, Execration. They are the team with the plan right now. Again, beautiful setup on this Alchemist. The Lasso Flame Break, just enough to get that Cold Feet stun. And as soon as you see that 3.5 second stun coming out, you know it's going to be a kill. And through that superior team fight, the ease of execution advantage, we're seeing it here. The net worth graph going way in favor of our Radiant squad. About 3K net worth, 3K experience is their favor. Tiny, that's a Blink Dagger coming on the Courier. So now he's got big mobility. Looks like a Hand of Midas on the way for the Void. So no Battle Fury, but he will pick up a farming tool. Tim's, well, he's got himself an Urn. Pretty standard stuff for the Wisp, but still gives him a little more stats. Some more recovery potential. Oh, my. TNC's Land Cafe. Not happy with the service. Dragonlance. All right, Twitch chat. I like that. He's going to break it apart. He's going to disassemble it. Okay. Well, Chrono in the mid. We're going to come back to it. Bounty Hunter might be the first kill here. Ice Blast comes flying across. They'll lose their Wisp. Cuckoo actually gets hit by it. And this gank going to be a bit more than Execration we're ready for. They will get a Courier in the mix. RR coming in. It's Tiny that wraps it around. Big damage onto the Clinks. He thought he was going to be the one to set up the kill, but now it's Tiny on the run. He's still quite fast, has the Blink Dagger, barely makes it out. On the other side, Bat Rider able to chase down the Clinks, and what started as a sloppy engagement for Execration ends up being a good fight under the tower. A 1 for 3, another 1K net worth swing. And Sam H might not be out of the clear yet. One stack is sticky. A combo from Tiny gets him down low. The Flame Break does connect. One more auto attack. They'll find it. Bat Rider makes it a 1 for 4, secures his unstoppable streak. Man, this game, it's just a best of 1, but the arc in this game feels reminiscent of the Manila qualifiers, where TNC looked so good until the bitter end, and then they just kind of crumbled. I mean, we're still very early on. Execration are hitting hard out of the gate, but TNC just not looking to be in good form. Lich almost gets a kill on the Bat Rider, but he does manage to TP out. That'll be his Blink 4 staff at 14 minutes. Number 1 on net worth for his team, just barely second to the Alchemist. Old Dragon Lancer here. He's got himself enough gold for the Relic, and he will pick it up. So there is a Radiance inbound, and it is going to end up being a decent timing, even though he's had a pretty rough early game, 0-2 and 2. So the nice thing about disassembling the Dragon Lance is you can go into just like a Sanj and Yasha. Uh-oh, lasso mid. They're going to grab the Bounty Hunter. Follow-up damage. Nope. The relocate actually going to pull him forward. What the hell is this gank? They're still going to get the kill. But the relocate not really doing much to set that one up. Ice Blast not going to be on the mark either. They ping forward. Maybe just a push on the tier 2 coming out. 3 heroes in mid for Execration. 2 down bottom. This Void getting a lot of momentum. You know, the great thing about going for the early Vlads is it helps you team fight, but if you also just want to rice in lane and in the jungle, it's a pretty damn good item. Gives you some extra damage. And, of course, gives you that prize sustainability. So a little chip damage on the tier 2 mid, but most of the pressure from Execration coming out on this tier 1 down bottom. Looks like Void not going to secure the last hit. Cardi going to do the work for him. He does have a Chrono up. TNC starting to rotate down. They need to be a bit careful here. Even at point blank, AA can still do a lot of damage with the Ice Blast. Chrono connects onto Sam H. Ice Blast flies in. It's on the money. And are they going to get the kill on the Dark Seer? No, it's just too much for them to handle. It's a fast 2 for going the way of TNC, but now the rest of Execration are inbound. Cuckoo taking the brunt of the damage. Now Chain Frost starts bouncing. It's going to bounce all around these heroes. Wisp going to die first. It's a 3 for 0 now. Execration not done yet. Abed walks right through the Dark Seer wall. Make it 4. Is this going to be a team wipe? No, RR going to make it away, but whoa, daddy. It's a 4K net worth swing. And just like that, TNC, the team that was pretty far behind, swing this right back. We got a game on our hands all of a sudden. Let's see here. Bat Rider, are you going to be okay? All right, let's take a look at our Moonduck instant replay here and see what was going on in that fight. Void starts it off with a Chronosphere. I thought they had enough damage to kill the Void, but Clinks is just in the back line going pew pew, laying in the big clicks. Oh, God. No, okay, I thought we missed a kill in the real game. It's weird that Execration continued to run in on this fight. It was a really good Chain Frost. There were just too many creeps around. But look at the Tiny. He's got no exit path. He actually walks through the wall at the end. That was just straight up hyper-aggression from Execration. Looks like they're going to catch a relocate gank on the Dark Seer as we come back from the instant replay. Okay. It's a nice little pick-me-up. I mean, they're still doing pretty well. I think all of the points about their team fight and ease of execution still stands, but they need to be careful about how many fights they hand over like that. Against a Bounty Hunter with track, against the Alchemist who can always recover, losing those kind of engagements in the mid-game are really scary. They just need to tighten up. Work as a 5-man squad, not run in as 2 when the rest of their team's not ready. Ancient Apparition going to get picked off on the backline. Why can't I catch any kills today? Like, none of this makes sense. Ancient Apparition shouldn't be showing on the map when they're pushing a tower because that happens, and the team literally cannot do anything about it. Just lob them from the well. Like, with this, that's one of the things about this AA build that's a little counterintuitive. If you actually get the cold feet, you kind of want to be in the fights, but obviously you don't want to be in the fights because you want to maximize on your Ice Blast. So it can be kind of hard to min-max with your positioning when you go for this sort of a build on the Ancient Apparition. I mean, unfortunate that he got picked off. Back-to-back towers for Tiny, still going to be well worth it for Execration. Limiting map control for TNC. They have but one outer tower remaining. a tier 2 down bottom. Boots of Travel up on the Alchemist now. Blink Dagger on the Clinks. Interesting first item pickup. He hasn't even gone for a casual Blightstone here. I feel like more often than not these days we've been seeing Clinks just go straight for the Desolator. Even that early Blightstone with a Drum or an Aquila does ridiculous damage. He does have the Aquila, but going for mobility on Brown Boots. He's 5-4-0. A lot of these kills that TNC have picked up have been because of the Clinks and his damage output. Blink Dagger also up on the Void. That's 3 Blink Daggers, a Force Staff, and a Relocate for Execration. When's Alk going to break this Dragonlance? So you can break it into an S and Y, and then you only have a leftover band of Elven Skin. That's pretty good value. You can just sell it back. But now it looks like he picks up Casual Vit Booster. You can't complain about this build too much. Oh, we're going to hold that thought, though. Smoke now on both sides. Bounty Hunter going to invis up, but it gets broken. Cuckoo walks right into it. Lich going to die to start off this fight. It's a good start for Execration, but the Chrono's off the mark. It's a whiff. Raven on the back line doing a lot of damage. Might be able to pop the Wisp, and it looks like he is. There's a flaming arrow, searing arrow on the way. So this fight is going to start with a 1-for-1. Obviously, TNC having another connection issue here. An unfortunate time to DC. Also just an unfortunate Chronosphere. Cuckoo, Kachoo. All right, good night, Wisp. But they've got a lasso maybe on the back line. It's going to be on Sam H. He mechs through it. Nando ends up going down. It's a 2-for-3, barely in favor of Execration, but Alk is still alive and swinging. Avalanche off the money, and now just playing a bit of ring around the rosy. He gets a few creeps and just clicks down Chemo. On the other side, it looks like they are able to take down the Bounty Hunter. Another really long, drawn-out, chaotic fight. A buyback from the Wisp to maybe try and find a kill on this Alk. His ultimate's going to be down for about 15 seconds. This could present a window of opportunity, but he's too fast. Late forward from Abed. The toss, Avalanche combo. But now the Chain Frost. Oh, no, it stops bouncing at a decent timing. They're going to have to let Teehee go here. Cuckoo doing some good return damage, but he's got 2 stacks up now. Bat maybe wants to continue this fight. Concoction. Slow from the Lich. He is on top of this poison.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, man. What an awkward exchange. So, in the end, it's a buyback on the Wisp, and that makes it kind of a break-even in terms of team fight. Definitely not what the Wisp was hoping for. Did they recover a gem? That could also make that buyback worth it. I don't see it unless it's on the courier. Nope. All right. Oh, there it is. Burp right in front of me. All right. Well, they do get a gem, so I guess that's kind of okay. I mean, the good thing about Execration here is that they've invested in some farming tools. Tiny has gone back to the Aghanim Scepter, so of course he's got big damage and a farming tool now. And you've got that Midas on the Void, so Nando's just naturally going to be able to keep tempo pretty well. Looks like he's going to go for Manta Diffusal, the new standard we're seeing on Faceless Void. But look at that net worth chart. It's just been a steady increase for Alchemist. Overall, as a team, they've been a little bit plateaued. They haven't quite been able to pull away, but there's been one consistent fact, and it's this Alchemist is finding farm. Now 2-2-3, the inverse 3-2-2. He's really having a good time. I think all things considered, he can't be too upset with how this game is going. Cuckoo going to get pulled up to the high ground, but he's got a lot of friends nearby. Very ambitious from the Bat Rider. He's going to get vacked back towards the high ground. Now a Chronosphere comes out. They're going to lose their Ancient Apparition again while this is going on. Void does get the kill on Lich, but Bat Rider throws his streak away to the Bounty Hunter. I'm not so sure about that. Execration were the aggressors here. And even without the AA, I'm not really sure why they needed to force the issue. Again, AA just gets picked off, showing in the bottom lane against the Clinks. AA, we talked about this, bro. You can't be doing that. Against the Clinks, he's just going to find you. It's a solo kill, easy, all day. That's one you're never getting away from, especially when he's got a Blink Dagger. He can just jump right on you. He's got a Blightstone now. AA has 4 armor, 5 armor when he reses. I mean, that Blightstone is literally half of his armor right there. Talk about a value item. But for Execration, they can't afford to be trading away these sloppy kills like that. I mean, this Bat Rider is playing like they absolutely have to make kills happen every second. That's just not the case. Trading even against a Bounty Hunter means you're not trading even. They're always getting more out of it, compliments of the track. And against an Alchemist, you're just playing with fire. You're just asking him to snowball out of control. Is this the time? Is this the breaking of the Lance? He's got his Ogre Club in there. He could meld it into an S and Y. For some reason, I have this feeling that it's just going to be a Manta. Oh, right. That's because it is. He's got the recipe in the orb. So, what's up, Twitch chat? You had this theory about disassembling this Dragon Lance. I guess maybe he can just disassemble it into a BKB at this point. Just eat half the value of the Dragon Lance for those bands of elven skin. I'm not sold on this build. He might win this game, but it's not because of the build. It's because Execration keeps just handing them free kills on a silver platter. I'm getting nervous for Execration. They are not at high ground yet. And this Alk still has a ways to go before he is maxed out. Looks like Tiny's thinking about an Echo Saber. Great item on the big boy. He hits hard and slow, so getting that double attack is pretty damn good. Not worth getting until you have the Aghanim Scepter out, I think, but still pretty good. Raven mid lane, caught by the Ice Blast. There will be a relocate. Dust does connect. Tiny hitting him with the combo. Are they even going to be able to force a shatter here? It doesn't look like it. Klink's just going to get away. We talked about this in the draft. Even if you have Dust, not the easiest heroes to gank in this game. Meanwhile, down bottom, Wisp in a lot of trouble. Bounty Hunter actually jumps forward, finishes off the kill. Chain Frost helps, sets it up. Now he's going to be able to chase down the Ancient Apparition. This is just going to be an easy set of kills. Nowhere for the AA to go. Oh, God. Execration. Execration. What happened? This game started off so good. They were finding kills left and right. It looked like they were just straight outmaneuvering TNC. And the last 2 or 3 engagements have all gone this similar way where, yeah, it starts off pretty good. They kill a tier 2 tower. All right, good plan. They relocate out one of their heroes. Don't find the gank, then all of a sudden it's a 4v3 in the bottom lane. They don't escape fast enough, and TNC just chase them down. And it ends up being a tower for 2 support trade. And TNC will take that all day. It opens up for a Roshan. It's getting pinged out, but Execration not even close to a position where they can contest this. Alk even getting the last hit on Roche. A little bit of extra Grieval's Greed. 300 extra gold going his way. Now has an Aegis. And what's this completed item he's got? Oh, look, it's almost an Octarine Core. Full soul booster on the Alk. And level 16. Yep. They are in trouble. Smoke rotation. Execration. Run right up onto T-He. They're going to show us that he's still human, perhaps. Manta Style comes out. They'll knock him back with the Flame Break. They need a little more damage. Void coming in. Does he have it? One more auto attack. Can't find the bash. He's got to use a Chrono. But Alk able to get off his ult. They're not even going to bring down the Aegis. He's too beefy. Maybe they can force a shatter off this, but no. He's still alive for now. Bounty Hunter off to the side. He's going to get caught by the combo. Tiny secures that kill. Lich dies to the Faceless Void, but now Klinks comes in on the Bat Rider. He's got a full Desolator. The gem hits the deck. A huge pickup for TNC. It's a 1-for-2 fight. They lose their Aegis. The Alk actually does shatter. But getting the gem almost makes that worth it, to be perfectly honest. They've got 2 invisible heroes. The gem opens up so much possibility for Execration, allows them to take ganks, gets that needed map control, and now the dire side can start to bring some of it back. Haven't talked about it, but Darkseer's got a pipe. TNC, they are itemizing just so much better here. Even the Bounty Hunter, he's got himself an Aether Lens. He can sit in the far back, still get those tracks going on. I mean, Alk probably not happy that he lost his Aegis there, but he'll settle for it. It could always be worse. Man, this poor Ancient Apparition is just so broke. Not yet level 11. He's got brown boots and like half of a Midas. Well, he's a little more than halfway there, but eek. I mean, maybe he gets a Midas before this game ends, but if he manages to get an Aghanim Scepter, I guess it could be pretty game-changing. I mean, we've already talked about this conundrum, but it's so difficult for the AA in games like this. Like, do I stay in team fights and use Ice Vortex and Cold Feet, or do I sit in a solo lane and try and shoot Ice Blasts? Unfortunately, he's tried the latter, and it's mostly backfired and ended in Klink's solo killing him. And it is kind of costly when your AA can't get those early kills because it slows down his momentum so much. He's kind of one of those heroes where you really do want to give him a few kills early on so that he can get the Midas at a reasonable timing, then use that item to keep up tempo once he plays support. Here we go. Smoke into a dust. They're going to catch the bounty hunter. They'll pull him into an Ice Blast. Ends up being an easy kill, and well, speak of the devil, they give Chemo that one. Now Chronosphere used for a solo Lich. Nando, no holds barred, not going to hesitate to drop it on a support. Now we relocate in between where the tier 2 would be and the tier 3 in the mid lane. Execration, pick up 2 kills just on the supports. Not really the high value targets they were hoping for, I would imagine. But now, maybe thinking about a go on the high ground. Manta style up on Void, they've certainly got some damage. But Alk with the Gem Manta Octarine Radiance. Yep. This is where breaking high ground gets hard. At this point, the only way that they're killing this Alchemist is with the perfect combo. They need a tiny combo with a Chain Frost into a Lasso, then a Chronosphere to follow up. Like, they need to just blow him up. They don't have the burst damage. They need, like, a Dagon to follow up the Ice Blast at this point. I honestly... Tiny should just give up on this carry bullshit and just start maxing out a Dagon right now. Sell this Hyperstone back. Dagon level 5. Let's go. I mean, honestly, they need something. They need some kind of crazy burst damage. And at this rate, the Tiny just isn't farmed enough. He's so far behind the Alchemist that it's just not going to matter. Bat Rider, again, catches the Bounty Hunter. He's going to be the target of choice. Nando blinks forward. No Chrono for 15. Wall comes out. Bounty Hunter still dies. Chain Frost starts bounce, but it's a bad fight for the Dire. Tiny picking up a triple kill. They'll end up losing their Wisp, but now can they kill this Alchemist? Looks like the Quinks deep in the back line will get taken out as Nando trying to lock down the Alch. He's been saving the Chrono that whole time. He stuns himself next to the Alchemist. Probably could have saw that one coming, but the Ice Blast connects. No more regen, and it's a 1 for 5 for Execration. My God, Bat Rider starting off one hell of a fight. To be frank, I am shocked that that team fight worked as well as it did. They're going to go right up the mid lane here. No buybacks available for TNC at the moment, though the supports will be coming up. Top into the Moonduck instant replay here. Hashtag Pitmuckle, hashtag Sex Appeal. Bat Rider just runs right in on him, and they're understanding the power of the Bounty Hunter and just the vision that he gives. If they take him out right away, the other team really doesn't have great vision to make these fights happen, and the Tiny just clobbers him down. We're going to go back to in-game now. Tier 3 in the mid's already fallen. They get the melee barracks. Not much TNC can do about it. As we mentioned, no buybacks were available, and without the Alk, their ability to take a fight is no good. I feel like this game has been very spread out in general. I've definitely slept on a lot of these missed kills, but a lot of them have just been a byproduct of this game being very spread out. These teams both very focused around split farming and also solo picks. You've got Wisp Tiny and you on one team and a Clinks on the other. They have a lot of mobility and ways to just get those solo kills. Like that fight, we were watching the bulk of it, and the whole time in the back, Clinks was just over here distracting the rest of the team. He got the solo kill on the Wisp, but ended up trading his life away as kind of a 1-for-1. And in a lot of this game, the splitting from TNC has worked really well. Pick on the Clinks here. Looks like they're going to have the combo power to bring him down. Not even going to need the Ice Blast. Nice catch. This Bat Rider has been everywhere. We are feeling his presence. I feel his presence. Boots of Travel working wonders for the Bat Rider. But these spread out fights have gone really well for TNC because they've been able to make it difficult for Execration to use their Wombo, right? Chronosphere, not so good, or Ice Blast as well, not so good if you're using both of them just on single targets. But if you're catching the whole team, that's where it gets pretty scary. So I understand the idea from TNC, and they were executing with it quite well, but just look at this gold graph. It was almost a 5K lead for TNC, and then just one fight, and it swings completely the other way. It's like a 10K gold swing almost over the series of these pickoffs. Of course, a lot of that is also the Rack Skull there in the mid. Here we go, bottom lane. No glyph available. Tiny just going to pop the Whomping Willow in on that tier 3 tower. We all read the Chamber of Secrets. We know how much damage the Whomping Willow can do, but Bat Rider goes in again on the Bounty Hunter. Ice Blast flies through Chrono to set it up. It will connect on Teehee, and they'll bring down the Lich. Now they focus their sights onto the Alchemist. He's got no regen, but do they have the damage? It's still just a quick 1-0. Tiny not focusing on the barracks, but his teammates were. And as long as Execration can get out here, they got what they came for. It's another lane of barracks down. Wisp relocates up top. TNC still trying to make a hold down here, but Tiny, again with damage on the tier 3 up top. He gets it down to about 2/3 HP, and now they mount the retreat. He's got a full AC and the Talisman of Evasion. They're going to get a kill on the Wisp as he relocates back. A very ambitious relocate there from Tim's. If you're Execration, I think you can just back up there and not feel too bad about it. Like, we got the barracks, guys. Let's just back out and reset. Instead, you like relocate in vision of the enemy team, into vision of the enemy team. But, you know, you miss 100% of shots you don't take. I like their ambition to try and win the game just off of it straight up right there. So I do want to pull this back, though. Hop into the Moonduck instant replay here as we look at the Bat Rider and the well. So the fight starts off with Tiny just walking up to the high ground, knowing they don't have a glyph, just understanding how fast he can kill structures. As soon as the tier 3 falls and exposes the barracks, they just go straight for zoning. Bat Rider jumps in, the Void follows up, Tiny does some huge AoE damage to the barracks, then he just starts the fight. It's ridiculous how easy it is for Execration to take the barracks while also scaring back TNC with a lot of aggression. We're going to go back in game here. Bat Rider getting aggressive. Uh-oh, he's got himself a Ghost Scepter. Is it going to be enough, though? Ice Blast on its way in. Will clip the Alchemist. Relocate. Saves the Bat Rider. Easy peasy. Tim's, he's on point today. But is the Timberling going to be able to survive the relocate back? And better yet, is he going to bring the Bat Rider with him? Execration going to split push up top. Tiny's pushing by himself. I was thinking maybe they could just relocate the Bat Rider, try to interrupt some TPs or distract them. Dire actually lacking on TP scrolls right now. They've only got a couple. They're not going to be able to get back in time. Tiny going right into the structures. They'll lose their Ancient Apparition mid. They're probably going to lose Tim's as well. Out comes the Chrono. It will set up a kill on the Clinks. It'll also keep the Wisp alive. Sam H on the run. AU trying to chase down the Wisp. Shuriken not going to be enough. Tiny all the while gets a kill on the Lich. Again, what are these spread out fights? There's literally 2 team fights going on. Tiny up top goes right in onto the Darkseer, gets him down to about half health, and now he goes right onto the structures. No glyph for another 5, and that 5 seconds is going to cost him a tier 3 tower, maybe even a barracks as well. Looks like it's going to come up in time to save the melee. Now vacuum back onto Abed. Teehee comes in, channels the concoction. Shiva's guard. This Tiny's in some trouble, but he has a full butterfly. They've got no way to deal with it. He just tosses him back and says, hey, Ogre, get out of here. Nando soloing down the Bounty Hunter. Will be able to time walk back. He's the one with the MKB. Teehee not even close to it. Still hanging on to the Dragonlance. TNC on their last leg here. Execration about to kick it out from under him. No glyph. No buybacks. This is Mega Creeps coming out. Ice Blast from downtown. Connects on 2. Relocate out. Execration now have Mega Creeps. They are just moments away from eliminating TNC from C Kappa Season 2 and upsetting quite a few bettors over on the lounge. The ease of execution advantage is real as Tim's relocates back to his death. Oh, Tim's. You crazy bastard. Yeah, that's a minor pick-me-up. So I'm going to say chances of TNC holding off Mega Creeps and turning this around about 0.5%. Not 0.5, that would be 5%. 0.05 if we're taking it into decimal. Roche number 2 going to fall to Execration, and they will smoke immediately. They're actually going to give the Aegis to Chemo of all heroes. Yeah, Tiny's got a Moon Shard now, so that's good. I mean, Execration just had superior team fight. That's really all this came down to. Sam H going to get destroyed by the Whomping Willow. AU caught by the lasso, and that's going to be an easy 2-fer. GG's called straight away from TNC's. That's going to be it. No buyback on the Bounty Hunter. And they're going to chrono onto Teehee for one last whomp. A romp in the sack. That's it. TNC eliminated from Kappa Season 2 Execration and have the skills to pay the bills. An action-packed best of one. What a game. I don't know why they picked an alchemist into an ancient apparition. The world may never know. I also don't know why he bought Dragonlance and then never disassembled it. Weird decision-making from TNC. I mean, weird decision-making from Execration as well, but they just had so many tools to initiate. Bat Rider, very aggressive with his Blink Lasso, only dying twice. You've got a Void with his Time Walk Chrono, and a Blink Dagger, only dying twice, and a Tiny with a Relocate Blink, only dying twice. 21 fantasy points up on the Tiny that game. My God. Rarely ever do you see fantasy points above 20. Very impressive stuff coming out of Abed. All right, that's our first best of one of the morning, folks. We've got two more coming your way. Coming up next, we've got Orange Tarring versus WG Unity, and then after that, it will be Next Gen versus NND. I'm Zyori from moonducktv. Thank you so much for joining us today for our coverage of Kappa. You can follow me on Twitter at ZyoriTV and at moonducktv to stay up to date with all things happening in the studio. We're going to have a quick break, then our next match of the day coming up in about half an hour's time.